Hello YouTube, Si here from Moto Photo. Look what I've got, a Daytona 660, and I'm going to take you over it, show you some of the details, have a wee bit of a chat about what this bike is all about, who it might be aimed at, or who might buy the bike. So come on and I'll take you around the bike, show you some of the features and take you over some of the details that the bike has as well. So let's go and do it. So the Daytona 660, I've got to tell you, right, the first thing that I've noticed is how different it looks in the flesh to what it looks like in the pictures that I've seen so far. Its proportions of the bike are so nice when you see it in the flesh. It's got loads and loads of little details on it. The way that the front end is sculpted, it's got a little Triumph badge embossed into just behind the windscreen. The lights, it's almost like a carbon fibre effect of the plastic work just below the lights here, and you've got the same just inside the cowl at the front. This paint, well, this is the standard white paint finish that's on it, and it's a beautiful pearlescent finish. It's absolutely gorgeous. The way that the lines run in the tank, the way that it's sculpted, the fit and the finish of the bike is absolutely impeccable. This is a real head turner, this bike. It looks like a sports bike, but it's got the rideability and the everyday comfort that you would want from a bike, very similar to bikes of old that had this kind of setup. You know, something like the Honda CBR 650, you know, something that just, it looks like a sports bike, it's got a sports bike performing engine in it, but it's comfortable for everyday riding. You've got LED lighting all round on the bike that give the bike a real sort of cutting edge look about it. Your LED indicators, you know, they're really bright when you see them, so nobody's going to mistake you're making a turn. The seat is very, very comfortable on the bike as well. Your hands aren't onto clip-ons. The handlebars are above the yokes. They just make it quite a nice neutral seating position when you're sitting on the bike. You've got a liquid-cooled engine, very similar to that engine that's in the Trident. So you've got a 660cc engine. It's got a bore of 74mm and it's got a stroke of 51mm, and the compression's 12:5:1. Now the bike is putting out 95 horsepower and it revs to 11,000, and it revs up to 12,250, but that peak horsepower is coming at 11,250 revs per minute. The bike's also got 69 newton meters of torque. So the beauty with this bike over the four-cylinder bikes is because of that triple engine, you're getting a really punchy, torquey bottom end and mid-range, something that the four cylinders just, they just miss that little bit of extra punch, and the triple engine gives you that in spade loads. You've got a slipper clutch on the bike as well, and the bike's also got a 6-speed gearbox. Now the bike's coming with a set of Michelin Power 6 tyres on it. Your rear wheel is a 180 and your front wheel's a 120. So, you know, the tyres that they're putting on the bike sort of, they almost make a statement. You know, they're telling you that this bike means business in terms of its cornering ability and its agility. So the front suspension on the bike is a Showa 41mm upside down separate function fork, like big piston forks. And there's 110mm of wheel travel, and the rear shock on the bike is a Showa monoblock RSU, and it's got preload adjustment, and there's 130mm of wheel travel on that as well. On the front you've got a 310mm disc, and you've got 4 piston calipers, and it's floating disc that's on it as well. So really, I've not ridden the bike, so I don't know what they're like to stop or what the modulation's like with them, but I dare say, you know, given the bikes that Triumph are turning out at the minute, I dare say they'll be fantastic brake sitting on the bike as well. The rear brake on the bike is it's a 220mm fixed disc, and it's a single piston sliding caliper, and it's got ABS front and back. You've got a multi-function TFT screen that's on the bike, and it's very similar to that that's on the Tiger Sport 660. So it's very clear. It gives you plenty of information without it being cluttered, and it just looks tidy. So the handlebars are 736mm apart, and the seat height in the bike is 810mm, and it's got quite a steep rake angle on the bike to give it that real sort of sharp turning that you would expect from a bike that's, you know, that's as dynamic looking as the Daytona is. And the rake on the bike is 23.8 degrees. It's got a 14 litre capacity tank in it, and the wet weight of the bike is 201 kilograms. So it's not a heavy bike, it's quite a lightweight bike. And you know, with that 660 engine and the size of that tank, I reckon you would get maybe 170, 180 mils to a tank, which is plenty much for anybody. If you're anything like me, I want to get off the bike after 100 miles just to stretch my legs if I'm out on a run anyway, so I think the 15 litre tank's more than enough in this bike. The service intervals in the bike are every 10,000 miles or 12 months as well, which is quite cool. The Triumphs of old always used to be a 6,000 mil service interval, 6,000 miles or 12 months, so they've extended that out, so anybody that's going to be doing bigger mileage on the bike, you know, that's going to save you a few quid in your service intervals. So the bike's coming in 3 colours, right? So you get the bike starts at 8595 for this white, and by the way, the white looks amazing. They do it in it's like a graphite grey and black. The actual colour name is called Satin Granite and Satin Jet Black, and they're also doing it in a Carnival Red. The Carnival Red looks lovely. I actually seen that when I was down at Triumph recently. Carnival Red and Sapphire Black, and those 2 colours are an extra 100 quid. Do you know, I was watching the bike getting a little bit of stick in the media when they launched this bike at first, and people are saying, you know, why have they called it a Daytona? Daytona should be reserved to, you know, a super sports, cutting edge, you know, bum in the air, head over the tank sports bike. But people ain't buying them. The thing is, people just don't seem to want that type of bike anymore. This bike is a cracking looking sports bike, right, that's comfortable to ride, and I think when people get their head around what this Daytona 660 is all about, this is going to sell in bucket loads, this bike. It's a beautiful looking machine. It's got some fantastic detail in it. And I worked out, I was sitting in the showroom the other day, and I worked out a PCP deal in this bike, right? And it worked out with like 600 quid deposit to about 120 quid a month. How good's that? How much value for money is that? It's unbelievable. I can't get my head around how good value this bike is and how good the bike looks in the flesh. But listen, thanks for tuning in to this little preview video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. In the last 12 months, we've went up to almost nearly 3,500 subscribers. I've about 3,250 subscribers or something like that. It blows my mind, actually. Thanks everyone that subscribed to the channel, and thanks to everyone who's bought me a coffee or contributed to some fuel for the bike. If you want to do that, feel free. There's a link in the description box, but please don't feel you have to, because just subscribing to the channel and interacting with the videos is enough for me. But I hope you enjoyed this one, Daytona 660. As soon as I get this on the road, I'll give you my thoughts and impressions of the bike, what it's like to ride, who might enjoy riding the bike. We've got it down at the showroom here at West Coast for the next couple of days. This is filmed on Sunday the 3rd of March. We'll have the bike in here until the 5th of March, so if anybody wants to come and see it down at the shop, just give me a shout, come down and see it. But this isn't our demonstrator, actually. We're waiting on a new one coming as our demo. As soon as I get my hands on that, I'll get it taxed, get it out on the road, throw my leg over it, and I'll let you know what I think of it. But thanks again for tuning in to Simoto Photo. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a cracking week and take it easy, man.